place is definitely creepy. Dark. Very dark indeed. It's kind of creepy how they could just turn out the lights in this place, and an area that was once so pleasant could seem so horrific. Coiled sword fragment. Interesting. Don't deserve this. Oh no! Everyone's dead. Except for you.
Well, fancy that. A lost lamb wandereth in, with nary a peep from the bell. Well, thou shouldst my purpose know. What can this old handmaid provide thee?
You've got Artorius's armor. Interesting. Wolf Knight. Armor of a knight tainted by the dark of the abyss. The twilight blue cape is damp and will ever remain so. Vanquished knight left behind only wolf's blood, his legacy of duty. The undead legion of Farron was formed to bear his torch. The armor of these abyss watchers suggests their own eventual end. Increases faith. A ring engraved with a portrait of the High Priestess. In Lothric, High Priestess has long been considered one of the 3 pillars of the king's rule. The High Priestess also served as the prince's wet nurse. Homeward Bone. Well, let's just buy this, because I'm all for collecting more rings, and we'll get more of these.
To skirt the curse's grasp, tarry not for long. 'Tis dark for now, and not a soul stirs. But remember, fires are known to fade in quiet. Or perhaps thou'rt captive already, like the poor girl. To skirt tis like best not.
Everybody in this room getting dead. Creepy, creepy, creepy. Alright. Hollow's ashes. Okay. Head back to the center room here. Let's take a look at the things we picked up here. Umbral ash of a hollow faithfully served a woman only to become separated from her. With this, the shrine handmaid will prepare new items. It takes but a brief glance at this thing to easily envision Londor, the foreboding lands of hollows. And we picked up something else. Where is it? We picked up the spiral thing or whatever, the piece of the weapon. Is it a weapon? It didn't seem like it was. I thought it was a key item. There it is. Fragment of the coiled sword of a bonfire which served its purpose long ago. Returns cast to the last bonfire used for resting or to the bonfire in the Firelink Shrine can be used repeatedly. Bonfires are linked to one another irreversibly, retaining their affinity long before the purpose is exhausted. So you can use it over and over again. Let's see, Homeward Bone with without the loss of it. Okay, so these are all still the same. Do they have the skulls that I placed there? No, they do not. So I'm gonna venture a guess and say that I probably need to put the last skull in its place before it'll let me do anything else here. So I'm probably gonna have to go back to Firelink Shrine real quick and itchy leg. Go back to the Firelink Shrine, drop off that last head, and then come back here. Let me, since it doesn't look like a boss fight is immediately imminent, or any other significant threats. Huh. Interesting, my message appears in both realms. Very interesting. What about here? Aha! I knew it. Can't even open that gate. Okay. Alright, well. Why don't we equip this homeward bone that renders that homeward miracle completely useless. Let's go back to the shrine bonfire. Drop off that head. We could also drop off that giant tree seed. So let's do that as well. Oh, hello there, buddy. You keep coming back.
Now invade, and if you grow weary of come on, give yourself to...
And you're still saying the same thing, huh? I kind of want to kill him. Because he's got some nice looking stuff. And I feel like I could probably kick the shit out of him. So I'm going to do it. Fuck it. I don't care. You got some nice gear, buddy. And I want it.
I see. As clearly as glasses. I can't die here. Right?
Yeah, there we go. I wanted your mask. Slash hat. Hat. Yet somehow I always seem to not see it in my... There it is. 3.3. Silver mask of ring figure Leonhard. In his youth, Leonhard suffered grave burns to his entire body. His face, in particular, which he hid beneath his mask, was terribly scalded. He abstained from restoring those injuries even after becoming a finger Rosaria. Yeah. Yeah. What a cool looking mask, man. 74. So we just need to level up 5 more times, and then we can wear that with everything. Alright. Pretty gruesome. Okay. Does I have anything to say about the matter?
Ah, well, 5 lords for 5 thrones. Glory be my lord slaying champion. It is all thy doing. The stage is set for me to play my part as lord, too. Go, speak with the firekeeper.
Why don't we just get some of this shit out of the way in case we can't talk to him again. I'll take your weapon. Same with that. And sure. I don't care. There we go.
Ah, fine and oh, in fact, ah, most illustrious lord, fine kindling for the thrones, is it not? Each soul truly worthy of lordship. And all slain by thy hand, to bind them to their thrones, even in death. Oh, I have no qualms, for as we are to our thrones, thou art to thy duty. In fact, methinks thou'st helped these poor lords along their rightful path.
Hello.
The 5 lords sit their 5 thrones, all thanks to thee, most worthy of lords. Ashen One, with the lords as thy witness, bend thy knee afore the bonfire's coiled sword, and let the lords' embers acknowledge thee as their true heir, a true lord, fit to link the fire. Ashen One, may I pose thee a question? Has the little Lord Ludleth spoken to thee of any curious matters? I sense that he possesseth some knowledge of a thing once most precious, or most terrible, now lost to the firekeepers. Pray tell, is it a matter of which I should be apprised?
I guess we can't answer.
Ashen One, may I have afraid? Farewell, Ashen One. May the flames guide thee.
Alright. Kneel.
Noble lords of Cinder, the fire fades. And the lords go without thrones. Surrender your fires to the true heir. Let her grant death to the old gods of Lordran, deliverers of the first flame.
Alright. Where the fuck? Killing of the first flame. / bonfire. And we can still go back to the Firelink Shrine. Cool. Let's go back real quick, because I just remembered that I wanted to try out that giant seed real quick. Real quick. Maybe it'll be longer. I don't know. I was in the middle of that last cinematic and wondering, like, oh man, did I miss my opportunity to use that thing after I went through the trouble to get it? We'll see. If I get to fight the bosses of Dark Souls 1 again, I mean, that's not too much of a complaint. It'll be like Mega Man 2 bosses in Mega Man 3. Okay, so what then? What is this thing? I thought that I gave it to the tree and that was a thing to do, but apparently not. Enemies react to invaders. Makes enemies react to invaders. Giant trees were known as watcher trees, and their seeds unmask invaders. When used effectively, these seeds will help counter dark spirits. Oh. Well, shit, man. That's a interesting thing to get, but kind of, I don't know, tough to stock up on those things. Be great if you could, though. I can imagine just, like, hanging out in some end-level area or whatever, waiting for invaders to pop in, and then just hitting that particular item, just take the seed, and it just ruins their whole day. Okay. This is a completely different area, apparently, even though it's not. Where do I want to go exactly? Do I want to go up the whole way? Because we already saw that all that was hanging around the outside were Black Knights. Maybe not. Maybe it's different outside now. Let us go see. What awaits us out here? Whoa. Shit. Another bonfire, okay. Well, that is impressive to say the least. Let me screen cap that real quick. Man. Oh. I thought I was gonna light it. Alright. This is definitely very killing of the first flamey. This is pretty cool. I'm liking this. Grant death to the gods. Alright. Hello. This should be fun. So. Take a knee, buddy. I like how you're holding that sword. Ah, I see. Woohoo! Woohoo! This is cool. This is very interesting. Oh, not good. Not good. Oh, man. I shouldn't have rolled backwards. I should have rolled to the left or right. So he's like a combination of all of the big bosses. So that's pretty cool. I appreciate that. Can I just fast travel to that one? No, I have to dart over there. Alright. Only makes sense. Yeah. That's cool. It's like combining the various bosses from Dark Souls 1. You got pyromancy, you got magic, or sorcery rather. Proceed. The first flame. Okay. First flame it is. There we go. Now I can probably teleport over here. Alright. Let's just not make that same mistake that I seem to make all the time. Let's just go for it. Well, thank you for waiting. I appreciate it. You're so thoughtful. Very cool. One more. Good measure. Oh, fancy. Shit. Come on, man. That drink speed is so slow. I would like it not to be. Alright. Now you're fighting like Gwyn. Yeah, you are. Shit. Oh, dude. Okay. If you're gonna fight like Gwyn, then I'm gonna fight you like Gwyn. Man. Shit, well, I'm dead. Boom! Oh, man. This is a very, very fun fight. Very good. I like the music change, too. Cool. Cool stuff. Alright, well, let's get that out of there, because we don't need it. What would help us out the most in this situation? Probably this. Let's increase that stamina recovery, huh? So we can hit him maybe a few more times. We got so many embers to burn. Who gives a shit? This is probably the last boss of the game, if not like a couple more ahead of us. But I feel like it's the last boss. Certainly feels that way. She talked about killing the gods, but the way that this dude's fighting, I feel like there's more than one god in him. Slash her, maybe? Why won't you roll? I don't know how many times I hit the roll button. I don't like that one. Your pyromancy acrobatic shit. Ah, come on. I'm pressing the roll button, man. Whoa. That time I died due to just bad fidelity of this controller or something. I don't know. I was pressing the roll button at the right time in most of those situations and getting fucked for it, so... I don't know. That kind of sucks when that happens. But hey, what can you do? Okie dokie, let's blast this again. You are really good at the whole fucking up my timing thing with your attacks. It's quite impressive, really. Can't seem to backstab him. I'm not sure if that's true or not. I'm lucky on that one. I think I can backstab him, so I'm not gonna go for it. I'm just gonna keep fighting him as I was. Just roll around here a lot. Oh! I should just roll away when he does that. I'm just asking for pain. Crap. Ugh. Ah, shit. Shit. Uh-oh. I don't like that one. Ugh. Whoo! Frickin' crazy. What a fight. Since Lord Gwyn, the first Lord of Cinder, many exalted lords have linked the first flame, and as their very souls that have manifested themselves as defender of the flame. Man. Brutal. Awesome. Link the first flame. Or walk away. And just look at that shit. Holy crap. Praise the sun, and then praise the sun. You know what? I think I'll Write my own message here. There we go. And that's it. Well, that's a very good game. It still doesn't quite overtake my love for Dark Souls 1. It may just be the fact that Dark Souls 1 is still fresh in my mind from not playing it too long ago. And it really kind of wowed me a lot back then, and it still kind of impresses me to this day. But this was a very, very good entry in the Dark Souls franchise. And as I said before, like Dark Souls 2, I was disappointed by the lack of kind of interesting little quirks that it had to it. I thought the characters are kind of boring, the item descriptions weren't that well written, and there wasn't a whole lot of lore to dig out of that world. But it still had some very solid gameplay mechanics that have been the foundation of this series from the start. It had some great combat, the ability to dual wield your weapons was kind of a big focus in that game, and they had some really cool armor and weapon designs and stuff like that. So it certainly was not devoid of any artistic talent, and I would still say that it was actually at least a B in terms of like a letter grade sort of thing, or like a 7 out of 10, which isn't bad. It was a very good game nonetheless, and I played plenty of that one. But with this one, I feel like they really stepped up their game and kind of just took the series to a new level and made it look a lot better. They used a lot of the same sort of armor designs and weapon designs as before, and so they may have cut a few corners with certain design elements, but still, like in some ways, it does feel nice to have those callbacks in the series and to see kind of all of those little hints back to the original Dark Souls and the bits and pieces in Demon Souls and Dark Souls 2. It's still pretty cool nonetheless, even if they were kind of taking some shortcuts in their design. But overall, it's a shorter game than Dark Souls 2 was. Dark Souls 2 was very long. It feels about the same length as Dark Souls 1. It might be a little bit shorter than that, but I'm not sure. And of course, I went through this kind of just playing like I normally would in my first playthrough, and hitting the various places that seemed interesting and being drawn to places where there might be invisible walls or something. So I still wanted to explore plenty, and I'm sure I've missed plenty of secrets. I didn't put that much effort into diving into the various backgrounds of these zones, but yeah, this was fun. I really enjoyed Dark Souls 3 a lot, and it has reinvigorated my love of the franchise even more than it already has, if that's even possible. And it's actually made me appreciate Dark Souls 2 a little bit more, because it's made me kind of analyze it a lot better. And I might go back to Dark Souls. I might actually start doing a playthrough of the Dark Souls 2 kind of re-release that they brought out, Scholars of the First Sin or something, where they changed around enemy placement and the boss battles a little bit, so it might be just playing that game all over again. And I heard that the DLC was really good for that game. I haven't played it yet, so it may work its way up the ladder in terms of how much I appreciate it, but this is a very good game. If you have ever had an interest in the Souls series and have never picked it up, this may not be a bad one to start with. I still always stand by Dark Souls 1 as kind of a good starting point in terms of like getting you into the world, and with all the references in this game to that original world, it might be, a lot of that stuff will be lost on you if you jump into this one. However, this was probably the easiest of the Souls franchise. Demon Souls was probably the hardest one, and then it kind of got progressively easier as it went on. And this one is definitely more accessible than most of the other games. There were a few changes in Dark Souls 2 that they took away from this that made this not quite as user-friendly. But still, overall, I'd say it's more approachable from a casual perspective. But yeah, if you've ever thought about this franchise, these are good games. Dark Souls 3 wouldn't necessarily be the worst place to start, just to kind of get into the mechanics of everything. But I'm going to let these credits run down, but thank you everybody so much for watching. If you stuck through this whole series with me, I know there's like probably more than 50 episodes of this stuff up on YouTube. If you've watched all of those, thank you very much. There's probably like a grand total of 3 of you that I can think of that might actually watch this. But thanks to you and everybody else who might have come across these things over time. I'm Arrow from the Dagon Dogs, of course. You can check us out on Facebook or at dagondogs.com, where I post these videos, as well as like reviews for video games, movies, and music, whatever the hell else I feel like writing about on that website. And you can also check out my death metal band, Hounds of Innsmouth, also on Facebook and houndsofinnsmouth.com. If you want to book a show with us, by all means hit us up on Facebook. That's probably where we get back to you the fastest. Yeah. Thanks again, everybody. I am Ariel of the Dagon Dogs / Hounds of Innsmouth. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.